Revelation 2185. From the 14th of December 1941. Just thinking. Educational tools for this. A clear sense of right and justice characterizes people who still carry God in their hearts. They abhor evil and suffer from the unkindness of people towards each other. However, the demon's activity is evident in the fact that only a few think righteously, that every evil deed is approved of by others as soon as they derive earthly advantage from it. And therefore God cannot leave such deeds unpunished, and the people who give their consent to them must also suffer, even though they don't carry out the evil deeds. For the will is already sinful if it turns to unkindness. And this sinful will results in great suffering, for people must feel in themselves what they inflict on their fellow human beings. Every evil thought is an acknowledgement of evil power, and humanity which has thus become loveless only carries out the will of the one who fights against love. If humanity is to wrest itself from his power, it must first recognize the injustice. And it will only do so when it is affected itself. Thus it suffers. And thus God takes their lives as they take the lives of their fellow human beings. God destroys what is dear to them, just as they do not shrink from destroying what is the property of their fellow human beings. God lets them go through sickness and misery, because they have no compassion for their fellow human beings' suffering and misery. Yet He does not only want to punish them but also guide them into right thinking. He wants them to recognize their wrongdoing and try to make up for what they have done wrong. He wants to educate them to love, He wants them to help each other and stand by each other in their adversity. He wants to make their hearts capable of love so that they can shape themselves according to His will. For people who persist in unkindness will perish in body and soul. And although a whole nation is in danger, God will save this nation by opposing the evil power, thus by stopping the working of the evil forces, by putting a stop to them Himself through His intervention, which will end great suffering, just as, however, He also brings painful suffering upon people who have not recognized God. Amen.